On the theme of how to reduce anxiety, I wanted to introduce a concept from the book, The Dialectical Behavioral Skills Workbook by McKay, Wood, and Brantley. This is actually available in Ingersoll at Grandpa's Attic Bookstore, which I've asked them to keep copies in order for anybody to pick it up if you're interested. So the exercise is called Thought Diffusion. It's on page 73 and 74, and it's one of my favorites to do with people when they're trying to learn the concept of how to not glom onto our thoughts and accept them as truths, to be able to, what they call Teflon mind in DBT skills, is the ability for thoughts to sort of hit our Teflon mind and just slide off like a fried egg. So I think that's a good concept as well in terms of letting go of certain thoughts and certain feelings. So in thought diffusion, we're learning not to get hooked on certain thoughts. So when distressing thoughts keep repeating, instead of getting hooked on them like a fish biting on a bait hook, we're going to learn how to mindfully observe them without getting stuck on them. So with practice, the skill will give you more freedom to choose which thoughts you choose to focus on and which thoughts you want to let go of without getting stuck on them. And that's where the superpower that we talked about before comes in, Ed, because that is an amazing feeling when there's choice and you don't feel overwhelmed by thoughts simply because they're yours. So thought diffusion does require a bit of imagination, which kind of makes it fun actually. But the object of this skill is to visualize your thoughts either as pictures or as words harmlessly floating away from you, without obsessing about them, judging them, analyzing them, or seeing them as valid or true. Whichever way you choose to do this is okay. Some suggestions that other people have found helpful include: imagine sitting in a field and watching your thoughts float away on a cloud. Picture yourself sitting in a stream and watching your thoughts float past on leaves. Imagine your thoughts as being caught up in the wind and just blown away, which I know is Lisa's favorite. See your thoughts written in the sand and then watch the waves wash them away. Envision yourself driving a car and see the thoughts pass by on billboards. See your thoughts leave your head and watch them sizzle in the flame of a candle. Imagine sitting by a tree and watch your thoughts float down on the leaves as they fall to the ground. Picture yourself standing in a room with two doors and watch your thoughts enter through one door and leave through the other. And another one that's not in the book is imagine your thoughts as being inside or written on a balloon and let go of the string and watch the little dot of color as it gets smaller and smaller in the sky until it disappears. So choose one of these ideas, whichever one you like, or make up one of your own, as long as it's something where you're letting go of your thoughts. And visualize your thoughts come and go without holding on to them, without analyzing them or judging them. Remember to use the concept of radical acceptance, which is, it is what it is, and it will be what it will be, and I can accept it and not have to change it, and just allow it to be while doing this exercise. Don't get distracted, don't fight your thoughts, and don't criticize yourself for having them. Just allow your thoughts to come and go. So in order to practice this technique, it helps to set an alarm and practice for 5 to 10 minutes a day in order to get the skill base up to the point where you can do it when you need it. Just to get familiar with it, just to get a practice going and start to devote some time of your day to your mental health, which is an important technique anyway. So I'm just going to read from the book on page 74, the instructions. I think it's a lovely meditation for anybody. So to begin, find a comfortable place to sit in a room where you won't be disturbed for as long as you've set your timer. Turn off any distracting sounds and take a few slow, long breaths. Relax and close your eyes. Now, in your imagination, picture yourself in the scenario that you choose. Watch your thoughts come and go, whether it's by the beach or near a stream, in a field or in a room, or wherever. Do your best to imagine yourself in that scene. And after you do, start to become aware of the thoughts that you're having. Start to observe the thoughts that are coming up, whatever they are. Don't try to stop your thoughts, and do your best not to criticize yourself for any of those thoughts. Just watch the thoughts rise and fall, and then, using whatever technique you've chosen, watch the thoughts disappear. Whatever the thought is, big or small, important or unimportant, Watch the thought arise in your mind and then let it float away or disappear by whichever means you've chosen. Just continue to watch the thoughts arise and disappear. Use pictures to represent the thoughts or words, whatever works best for you. Do your best to watch the thoughts arise and disappear without getting hooked on them and without criticizing yourself. If more than one thought comes up at the same time, see them both arise and disappear, and if the thoughts come very quickly, do your best to watch them all disappear without getting hooked on any of them. Continue to breathe. Watch the thoughts come and go until your timer goes off. And when you're finished, take a few more slow, long breaths, and then slowly open your eyes and return your focus back to the room. I think it's lovely.
It's great. I'm there.
Excellent. There's a lot of great skills in this book. It's one of my favorites to use with people. Just a little warning label that DBT was actually created for the treatment of borderline personality disorder. And so within this book, if anyone is getting this book, you might see some pretty extreme examples of self-harming, suicidal thoughts and addictions, things like that.
Sure.
So if those are not problems that affect you, then it's still a really useful book to have. Just take a step back from those pieces and look at the overall message of the book. However, if those things are affecting somebody who's watching this video right now, then this is definitely a beautiful book for them to own and practice.
Great. Can you hold it up one more time?
Yes, I can. And no, I am not getting a kickback for this. I just like this book.
Thanks again,
You're
Nadine. Appreciate you coming on again today.
You're welcome.
It's been a pleasure to spend some time with you.
Ditto. Thanks, Matt. Thanks for having me. Bye, everybody.